Welcome back to MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic. It is Build a Deck Tuesday, and in today's video we are going to reveal the community selection for Oathbreaker number 4. What's up, MTG BC? That is the MTG Burgeoning community. Here you are again, and we are about to unveil your selection for the channel's 4th Oathbreaker. It was a very, very hotly contested process of deliberating for this one. However, the majority rules, and the 4th Oathbreaker for our channel will be whoosh, Watley, the Sun's Heart. We are going to build a Selesnya Oathbreaker deck with Watley as the general. She is a planeswalker that comes into play with 7 loyalty counters. She has a static ability that reads each creature we control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. We can -3 and gain life equal to the greatest toughness among creatures we control, an ability we should not overlook considering our life total only begins at 20. So that is our Oathbreaker number 4. Next step in our process is to select which spell will be Watley's signature spell. We have 5 options here from which to choose. And just like the selection process for the Oathbreaker, the community will decide which signature spell will be selected. Option number 1 is going to be Chroma's Will. 3 and a white as an instant. We get to pick one. If we control Watley, as we cast this spell, we may choose both. We have to kind of change the wording of this spell a little bit, because if this is the selected signature spell, we could only cast this spell if we have Watley in play and under our control. And if we do, then it's going to be very hard to not select this as our signature spell, considering that creatures we control would gain flying, vigilance, double strike, lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors until end of turn. Additionally, this spell curves beautifully after casting Watley. Watley has a mana value of 3, Chroma's Will is a mana value of 4. We could just ramp up to 7 mana, cast Watley, cast Chroma's Will, send our creatures into battle, and then that should pretty much do it. So I think the other 4 selections are going to have their work cut out for them, but we're going to make that deliberation process that much more difficult. Chroma's Will is option number 1. Option number 2 is Genesis Wave. X and triple green as a sorcery. We reveal the top X cards of our library, and we put any number of permanent cards with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then all cards revealed this way that weren't put onto the battlefield are put into the graveyard. Being in Selesnya colors, we are going to have the great benefit of huge ramping, and Genesis Wave is one of those spells that can put us so far ahead at the Oathbreaker table that we may be able to just completely outpace and outclass our opponents in combat. Genesis Wave is signature selection option number 2. Option number 3 is Tower Defense. As an instant, it's 1 and green. Come on, camera, get in the game. There we go. Instant speed at 1 and a green mana. Creatures we control get +0/+5 and gain reach until end of turn. Reach is not really the part of this spell that we're most interested in. It's the +0/+5, because Watley reads each creature we control deals combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So this, in the world of Magic, is +5/+0. But for Watley, it's going to be dependent on the toughness. So +0/+5 for our creatures, and at instant speed, we could cast that once and then cast it again for a total mana value of 6 to give creatures we control +0/+10 and send them on their merry way. That is option number 3. Option number 4 is Unbreakable Formation. Another instant. This one's 2 and a white. Creatures we control gain indestructible until end of turn. And if we cast this spell during one of our main phases, we put a +1/+1 counter on each of our creatures, and they gain vigilance until end of turn. So this could be a very good way to create a nice, vigilant, indestructible, slightly larger army, sending them into combat, knowing that they cannot be destroyed. Unbreakable Formation is signature spell option number 4. And our last option for the community to decide, that is going to be Fell the Mighty. Sorcery speed removal, 4 and a white. Destroy all creatures with power greater than target creature's power. As our deck is going to focus on creatures with awfully large behinds, the power of those creatures most likely are going to be quite small. 0, 1, 2. If we were to take Fell the Mighty and we decide to, I don't know, target one of our creatures, maybe it's a Bird of Paradise, maybe it's an Arboreal Grazer, and then every other creature on the battlefield that has power higher than 0, they're all going to the graveyard. Fell the Mighty is signature spell option number 5. And your task now, MTG Burgeoning Community, you will, like you did for the Oathbreaker, you will select your signature spell for this deck in the comment section below. Option number 1, Akroma's Will. Option number 2, Genesis Wave. Option 3, Tower Defense. Option 4, Unbreakable Formation. Option 5, Fell the Mighty. And this is MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things Magic.